Hello all, good evening. I'm Ramya, and this week we are learning a fundamental skill in marketing analytics, getting acquainted with the data using descriptive statistics. Why do we need this? Because one must know the story of the data before running the complex models. This simple, powerful technique allows us to spot trends, risks, and opportunities at a glance. In this tutorial, we'll use a real life household income and expenditure data set and Excel's data analysis toolpath to calculate and to interpret 12 key statistics. Are you ready to turn raw numbers into marketing insights that drive action? Let's get started. In simple terms, description statistics are methods used to quantitatively describe or summarize features of collection of information. They just describe. They don't infer or they don't predict. They condense hundreds of data points into a few helpful numbers. We categorize them into three categories, three main groups, which is measures of central tendency, where it just shows where is the center, and measures of variability. This shows how spread out is the data, like example central deviation, variance, and range, and the measures of distribution. It shows what does the data looks like skewness or kurtosis. Okay, so let's start with the center, and this includes mean, median, and mode. The mean, nothing but the average, which is the sum of all observations by the number of, divided by the number of observations. So I've shared an Excel. So in that Excel, if we see our monthly household income mean is around, I think it's $41,558, and this is an average monthly income. The mean is the middle value. So when data is sorted, the mean is the middle value. It's less effective. So if you see the monthly household median is around $35,000 for the income, and it's less affected by extreme outliers, and the mode is the frequently occurred value. So marketers use this mean income to define a great uh, sorry to define a general target segment's purchasing power, but they check the median to ensure extremely high earners are in the skewing perception. Now let's measure the next, let's see the next variable measures that spreads. The range is the difference between the maximum and the minimum. So for monthly household income, the range is 95,000. This indicates a huge disparity in our target market. The most critical measures here is standard deviation, which is $26,098 for income, and this tells us how the average distance each data point is from the mean. The high standard deviation, as we see here, suggests a very diverse customer base, meaning a single mass market strategy might fail. And two other important measures of spread are sample variance and standard error. So variance is nothing but the standard deviation is the square. It is squared, like the standard deviation squared, while mathematically useful for further analysis. In marketing, we rarely interpret the raw variance value. Standard error, which is 3,691 for income, is more crucial. So this estimates how much the sample mean is likely to differ from the true population mean. A smaller standard error means our sample data is better representation of the entire market. Now, for the shape of the data, skewness and kurtosis measures the asymmetry of the distribution. So our annual household income has a skewness of 1.19 Since it's positive and is greater than 1, this indicates a strong positive skew, meaning the tail of the distribution is longer on the right. And in simple terms, most people are on the lower income end and the high mean is being pulled up by a few very high earners. Kurtosis is 1.10, which measures the tailedness, like how fat or thin the tails are. Positive kurtosis means more outliner than the normal distribution. So that's confirming our strong positive skew. And let's move to the practical application. So to get all these stats at once, we need the Excel data analysis toolpath. It's not enabled by default, so we'll go to File, then Options, and then we'll select Add-ins, and then we'll click on Go Next. And then after clicking on Go Next to manage Excel add-ins, we'll have to check all the boxes for, I think we'll have to check the box for Analysis Toolpath, and then we'll have to click OK. So this simple step unlocks powerful analytics capabilities under the Data tab. Now, once enabled, we'll go to the Data tab and select Data Analysis. Here we'll choose Descriptive Statistics from the menu and then select the input range. We'll have to drag, we'll have to use the monthly household expenses column from the Excel, and then we'll drag. And then after this, crucially, we'll have to check the box of summary statistics, and then we'll have to click OK. And then Excel instantly generates a summary table with all the 12 statistics that we have discussed right now. Now, let's apply this to the monthly household expenses data. So here, the mean will be the mean monthly expenses here will be 18,880. But when we look at the standard deviation, it's $12,090, and this massive spread tells us that household spending is extremely varied. A marketing campaign for a premium product might only be successful with a higher spending segment, while a budget-conscious campaign should target the group clustered around the lower end of the distribution. So, considering the EMI or rent amount column, notice the mode and the medium. Both are having the $0. So this is a powerful insight. The majority of our 50 households do not have an EMI or rent payment. However, the maximum is $35,000. So this non-normal distribution is confirmed by the huge skewness of 3.40. Now, this shows us two distinct market segments, which is a large group low fixed housing cost and a small group the high cost segments. So this is crucial for product placement or loan based marketing. Now the most basic yet essential stats, which is count, sum, minimum and maximum. So the count of our sample is 50. We have 50 columns in our Excel, which confirms the size of our sample. And the sum, the total of monthly expenses is $9,40,900, and this is the total market expenditure for that month, and which is vital for calculating total addressable market. And minimum and maximum defines the absolute boundaries of our data, helping to identify potential data entries, errors, or extreme outliers before deeper analysis. And one of the best uses of descriptive analysis is a data quality check. If skewness and kurtosis are very high, it signals a non-normal distribution, which can violate the assumption of many advanced statistical tests. For example, which the high skew in EMI or rent amount suggests that if we were to run a linear regression, we must need to apply data transformation first, like a log transformation, to improve the model's accuracy. And now, Let's wrap up with the three core takeaways. So we'll have to always know the center, which means we'll have to always check the mean and the median to see if outliers are skewing the average. And we'll also have to use standard deviation and the range to quantify the diversity and the variability of the customer base. And we have to make sure that we know our shape, like we'll have to use skewness and kurtosis to identify market segments and decide on appropriate analytical models. And descriptive statistics is should be our first and foremost important step in any analytical journey. So my goal is to help you build your analytical expertise. I've shown you how to run this analysis on household data. Now I want to hear from you. What's the skewness of your target market spending? Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. If you found this useful, share this video with a classmate and subscribe for more in-depth marketing analytical tips. Thank you. Have a good day.